Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is Mira Kelley, and I am so happy to introduce Sevina to you. This is Sevina, and it's absolute joy to welcome you. Hello.
Hello, Mira. It is such a joy for me to join this call and to share my experience with you because it was extraordinary.
Mm, I love that. I cannot wait for people to hear what we experienced. And let me just tell everyone, when Sevina reached out to me, she said, I'm a fellow Bulgarian. And I was so thrilled. I was like, wow, amazing. And when you came, you had all these questions, and I would love for you to take it from here and just share with me and with everyone, how was it extraordinary?
Yes, it was. I have to tell everybody, even I'm not new to spirituality and to those relaxation practices like meditation and deep relaxation and yoga, etc. I came to Mira with the healthy amount of skepticism because I approach life almost everything with this perspective that you have to doubt a little bit before you jump into the experience. And I think it's a healthy amount of skepticism that always helped me to stay realistic to everything that I experience. And I said it was extraordinary, and it really was. I had the session a week ago, and this week was so happy for me in a sense that I received so much gratitude to life. I always knew that our human experience here is only a fraction of what it is. I knew that. I was uh, um, but after experience the life regression with Mira, I realized that there is a evidence behind my words, that when I say this in my yoga classes, here the human conditioning is very important for what it is later. Now I have the evidence that I experience what it is later or before, or time is not relevant at all, as Mira said. It's happening at once. Well, I don't know, but it was brilliant. It was, oh, you lost me for a little bit. When you use your coffee mug for stabilizer.
When, yeah, You know, when you came in, just like everybody else, you had these questions, right? You were wondering what is the reason people connect with your voice and why there's so much power in your voice when people work with you. You wanted to know about your relationship with your husband. I love the love story of the two of you. You wanted to know about this fear of being rejected, right? This fear that you've carried with you all your life. And also
Yeah.
you wanted us to talk about, why did your acting career took off so quickly when you were younger? And so isn't it interesting how all these questions for you, all of them kind of like pointed to the same place, right?
Wonderful. It was perfect because all of these questions were immediately answered by the lives that were presented to me. And I remember, and this is like advice for anybody that will experience Mira's regression. I just be open. Just be open, and this will allow your awareness to see what you have to see. And at the beginning, for me, it was really hard to see the first life. But when I allow myself and when I open my awareness, all the information start coming in, and I saw every single answer of my questions. I remember I came with you with 7 questions, and we went through 5 lives, and these 7 questions were absolutely, the answers were in those previous lives. I'm sure I had more than 5 lives, but we hit the right lives that were giving me the answers of those questions. The rejection, the relationship with my husband, relationship with my son, all of this, even the acting career. I love the short life that I had as a, Asian time in Greece, when I was this adore actress in this religious rituals there. But I have a very short life, and you know how everything end up. I didn't like this life, but it was giving me so many questions why it is like this now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
why I'm so open and loving people now, because I learned my lesson during that existence. I wasn't open to people. I was close, and I didn't want to accept anybody close to me. And that's why I was murdered in this way. But later on, I learned that I have to be open.
Yeah. And
Loving.
right. And how even the theme of this fear of rejection and the theme kept on showing up through all these lives, right?
Every life, almost every life. And that's why I still in this life trying to cope with it and still
Yeah.
experience it, because I haven't learned the lesson.
Yeah. In one lifetime you were this painter who was in love with this woman and adored the paintings, yet when it came to interacting with people, felt that people were, so far behind you.
Exactly. I'm so smart and untouchable. They don't realize how amazing I am. Which,
Right. And the frustration of not being able to get through and feel recognized and connected with people, right? And
yes,
then in another lifetime, well, I'm going to look at my notes here.
yeah,
The feeling of the anger, right? The frustration and the anger, being an outsider, not being able to connect with people, how that relates to the feeling in this lifetime of being rejected, right? Maybe we
yes.
should give people a background. Do you want to, of how in this lifetime you experienced rejection when you were younger?
Yes. I'm coming from minority in Bulgaria. From the Turkish minority. My family does not follow any religion or language. We just, back then we had Turkish names. So this was always the point of rejection when I was a little girl. I always have been rejected. Even though I was good in what I do, I was the little Turkish girl who, it's okay. So I felt this rejection on many levels. Uh, but I couldn't have a good friendships when I was a kid, because I was the different kid. You are not part of us. And this is understandable. In Bulgaria have been 500 years under the Turkish Empire, and it is just deeply this kind of rejection and not acceptance of Bulgarians towards Turkish people is so deeply settled in the DNA. So I completely understand it, but when you experience, actually it makes you so angry, because you're not enough, and you're in a country that all the opportunities are for the citizens of Bulgaria, and you're a citizen of Bulgaria, but you're in this kind of a second-hand citizen. So in many levels, me and my family experienced rejections in
Yeah.
many levels.
Yeah. And isn't it interesting now to see, as we went through the regression, to see the bigger picture of this theme of rejection, right? How in one lifetime as the painter, you felt like you were smarter and still an outsider, still unable to get inside. But there was this frustration of not being able to deal with people. Then how about the lifetime where you were fighting a war and you couldn't protect your friend? And then the feelings of what's wrong with humankind, right? And again, pulling and becoming an outsider.
Yes, again, outsider. And I think from this particular existence, I kind of formed this absolute, how to say, um, uh, to this day, I cannot tolerate war, weapons. I have painful feelings when when it's about hate and people killing each other, I have really painful feeling in my stomach. I think that's because of this previous life that I was among the war and I was killing. I had to kill people, and my best friend was killed, and I was trying to protect him. And I think my feelings in this life that I'm so against weapon and war is because of I was in the horror of this. I saw what the weapons and war can do people, and how humankind is so not grow enough yet to understand that hate is never the way. Only the love is the way, but we're still fighting and separating each other.
And as this man who survived the war and kept on going, there was again that feeling of disappointment, right? Disappointment in people, disappointment in not even able to change, to feel connected. And
Yeah.
isn't it interesting how in that lifetime, like you said, you really learned that I didn't make an effort. I didn't make an effort to connect, to
No,
forgive, to move on.
no,
Right?
I make an effort. It's really interesting how those lives of the painter and of the local paper journalist, they didn't want it to make the effort to change the thing for good. They just said, you know what, it's okay.
Yes.
I'll be alone, but they don't understand me. And that's why I think in this life, I am experience all of that. Again, rejection. But this was very important for me because I have to realize that this rejection is for a reason. I have to allow people to show me their love. I'm not an outsider. That's what I have to. I'm so thankful to you. I'm not an outsider. I'm in the best country in the world that you can feel as outsider. I'm not different than any other immigrant around me. And I should not feel as I am rejected. I just not at the right place at the right time for a reason, but they're not rejecting me because I'm not worth. No, I'm worth. I'm a good writer. My husband's scripts and my scripts are amazing. They have words, but we're just not at the right time with the right people. It did not happen not because we are rejected, but because maybe because it's not time to happen yet.
And,
So
and
that's what
maybe
I'm saying, that the fruit of your session is that a week after I feel so much more gratefulness for life, so much more gratefulness, because now this is the example that I gave you. I don't feel like I'm rejected from Hollywood society of writers. No, it's maybe it's not time for me to be there. Who knows?
and
But
you
I'm
know,
grateful that I'm experiencing it.
yeah, absolutely. And this internal shift is actually what will allow for you to actually be accepted and for your scripts to be celebrated and turned into movies. Because up until a week ago, up until our session, you were coming from I'm trying, but I'm an outsider. No matter how much I try, you have to prove me that I'm an outsider, right? And
Yeah,
that I'm being rejected. So
yeah,
no matter how much in the physical world you try to take action, it was gonna only go so far, right? So
yes,
now I'm really excited with this newfound freedom in you, with this newfound awareness of I'm valuable, I'm accepted, I matter. And this is actually bringing me to the most amazing lifetime you experienced as the shaman, as the healer, who will
oh,
be with his people, and he would sing, and as he sings, all these answers will come, which is absolutely the answer to why your voice is so healing to people, right?
yes, yes. That was the best life that I experienced. All of the
Mhm.
5 lives were amazing. You know, I was kind of calculating all my 5 experiences. I saw that 2 times as a man, I was a lonely man that was rejected, in that wasn't, they didn't want it to be part of. They just decide not to try. The other 2 lives, I was those 2 beautiful women that had a very short life and were tragically killed. And the best life was this Native American shaman that I wasn't neither a man or a woman. I was this third gender, and I was healing people with my voice. And it was such a beautiful feeling. I can never be thankful enough to you that you make me go back and re-experience that. I think that was the most valuable life of my previous existences, because I saw how all of my talents are, you know, bloom into this healing power. And this shaman was living in the with the tribe with so much harmony. It was like it was a heaven on earth in a way. Everything was so beautiful, and we connected to each other so well, to the point that we didn't have to speak to each other. It was kind of a telepathy connection between us. And all these children that were appearing in my regression show my love to children in this life. I love children, and they were the biggest audience, my audience in the previous, in the shaman's life. They were all over me, in my lap, on my neck. I had some on my head. They were loving me. Maybe they were loving the energy of me, I don't know, or the wisdom that was coming through this voice and the singing. I was healing them. But the kids were dear to my soul. And I don't know if you remember, but I remember vividly the way the shaman died. I was in the tent, and my favorite, the kid that I loved the most through this existence came and just lay on my chest, and that's how I take my last breath. And I think in this life, this is my baby, my little son. And we have this beautiful connection of loving each other to a very deep level. Like, I know you, yeah, this feeling of love, I feel it before. And I think that's the life that we encounter in each other. But yeah, it was beautiful. I think that's the most beautiful life I
it,
experienced.
it, as I was hearing you describe to me, because you were in this place of relaxation, experiencing everything, and you were speaking and describing things to me, I wrote this phrase. It was just so incredible for me to hear you say this. You were saying, I'm woven into the tribe. I'm woven into the fabric of the tribe, right?
Probably, yeah.
This just really describes it, the sense of I belong, I matter, I'm valuable, I have gifts and talents to contribute, I plug in, I fit.
Yeah. And
and
yeah, the sense of service was so
mm,
deep in this life. Maybe because in the other lives I was a total outsider, but this life was so valuable.
and I feel like, you know, you're in such a place of clarity, because the old emotions of being an outsider, rejected, disappointed that you cannot, you know, get in and move in and get to be recognized and seen, um, is counterbalanced now with this learning
Yeah.
of the purpose for this theme, right? The purpose of just connect, just serve, just love, just see
Yeah.
people, honor them with love, right? Like give them from a place of love.
The sense of success is so different when you are more aware of how the things are. It doesn't matter if our scripts will become a movie at one point or another. It really doesn't matter for me now at that point. I just care about the experience. I would be more than happy 50, 100 years after our death, somebody will realize, wow, that's a great piece of literature. How nobody read. It's okay. It could be then, it could be now. I'm happy. This is your contribution. I think
Thank
you
you.
make me, yes, it is very new to me, but it's a sense of freedom. Once
Amazing.
you open your awareness, you lose the sense of fear, because you know that after this life, there's so much more. There's so much more. And the only thing you can do now is to try to be the best version of yourself. I now try to overcome this fear of rejection. I'm a week away from your session and I already make progress. I already feel free. It's okay if nobody read my scripts. It's totally fine. I'm good. I have beautiful family and amazing presence of people around me. Experiences are what makes our life valuable, not the actual reward.
This is extraordinary what you're speaking of. In other words, you're saying that your awareness of where your success and recognition lies is different. Now that you saw the bigger path of your soul's journey, you're actually defining success as the accomplishment of the lesson, of the soul lesson, versus the little human steps that our ego is telling we need to achieve.
Exactly. It's the same concept of the iceberg. I mean, you can see success is so much more. You can see just the peak of the iceberg. And success is usually down there deep, that it doesn't matter what it sees, what you can see on the surface. It doesn't matter. The real value is down there. And I think I'm very, very grateful that I did that, because this kind of summarized all of my thoughts and feelings. And now I have this larger perspective to look at life and see, yeah, it all makes sense on a deeper level. As Deepak Chopra said it, on a deeper level, our lives make so much difference. But through your regressions, people can see this deeper level. They can see, oh, that's why I was blah, blah, blah. Or, yeah, this is a total understanding. That's a reflection from this previous life, and that's why I have to learn it now, and etc., etc. It was amazing experience for me, Mira. It was really, really life-changing.
I cannot thank you enough for being willing to be vulnerable and to share, because the value of what you and I are speaking of and what you're sharing, and the understanding of what you're allowing us to tap into, right? Because I feel what you're talking about, and I know people will feel it as well, is really profound. How did your husband react to the session?
Oh my God, he he's so, first he couldn't wait to hear everything, so I had to go and just tell him all 5 lives that we went through in a really kind of a short way. And then he said no. After the 3rd life, he said, no, don't tell me anymore. I want to prolong this to several evenings. We have to make an evening for each life. So that's exactly what we did. We devote the evening and a glass of wine to each life. And I went to as many details as I remember, but he valued the experience very much. He yesterday he was watering the garden, and he said, I hope many lives after our current life, you will go back to your life and you say, oh, that was amazing life. That was really good life. And it is. Now I understand what a beautiful life I have with those beautiful beings around me. And that's why I'm telling you, the sense of gratefulness to life grow every day. And you helped us, including him. He's watering the garden and thinking of our lives and what's gonna happen when I came back to this particular life. So it affected him as well.
Extraordinary. This is amazing. The two of you have a really very special connection.
Oh,
Very, very special. And I have to tell you, sometimes I too wonder, someday in another lifetime, if I were to do a regression and come back as, you know, to the life of Mira, how would I think about it, right? So you saying this is really fun. I've never had this conversation with anyone for them to think, if I come back to this moment, what would I think? And that expands your sense of gratitude so much more, right? All of a sudden you're like, this is good.
Good. Yeah. So I'm Mira, right? And I'm in LA, and I'm looking through the window and I see this beautiful ocean. And you'll see how the gratitude will come.
Yeah, everybody, I have a view of the ocean. That's what we're talking about. Yes. And so, where do you want to take this now, right? So now you have this sense of freedom, this extraordinary feeling of gratitude. You really understand that the whole thing of rejection was just a very skewed way of looking at life, that now it's really about contributing in service and love, and being grateful for the little moments you have with everyone, and what a blessing. And that's the lesson, that's the experience, right?
I receive, and I'm very grateful for it, because I finally deeply realize it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where do you want to take it from here? Who do you want to be? Like, who do you, like, how are you excited about life from now on?
I think having this gratefulness that I have right now, I just want to continue on the path that I am right now. I want to expand my awareness with Reiki healing, and I want to put this service to people to be my leading guide. I think I want to recreate the shaman's life again when I was in absolute harmony with others and I was able to serve them. As Gandhi said, find yourself when you lose yourself in service. I want to do that. I think now I have the gratefulness for life to do it. I have my talents that I can actually heal people. So everything is here. All the digits of these equations are here. I just have to, make the equation that 2 + 2 makes 4, and that's it. And it's all good.
Amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for sharing with me. Thank you for sharing with everybody. I'm so grateful, like I said earlier, that you're coming into a place of, I want to contribute by being honest and vulnerable and really, and thank you for not holding back in any way, because by doing this, you are inspiring me, my teachings, others, everybody. And I'm so grateful for that. And I want to encourage people who are in LA to come and do Reiki with you, do yoga with you, so you can sing to them,
Yeah.
and so that you can connect with them. Please share with people how they can connect with you. Is there
Uh,
an email or a website?
Uh, I don't have a website right now, not a working website, but I do have my own office for Reiki healing, and it's in Oxnard, California. Anybody can connect with me through my email address, and I can book an appointment for anybody. It is sevina.altanova@gmail.com. If you want, I can send it to you, Mira, and you can,
I will include it in everything we send
and
out with this video.
yeah, and I have my Google phone number that anybody can call, and we will make a appointment. It is 805-312-8708. And this is the healing practice that I do, the Reiki healing practice. I call it stress management because it combines a lot of things. It's not just a Reiki healing. It is including massage, progressive muscle relaxation, meditation, and aromatherapy, plus the hands-on healing. So it is an hour or hour and a half of total relaxation and rejuvenation of the body and the mind. And also as well, in all around Oxnard and Ventura County, I work in different yoga studios, and recently I have a kind of affiliation with City of Oxnard, and they actually paying me so I can give free yoga to the people. So my classes are free. If you are around in Oxnard area at the fourth Saturday of each month, you can enjoy a free yoga class at Hot Yoga Haven in Oxnard.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. I'm so happy that you were able to say that so that people know where to find you and how to work with you. And again, I'm really, really so grateful for you to share the experience of what you and I went through so that we really impact people's lives. So I want to give everybody my own little spiel. So if rejection is your issue, please understand it's not about them not accepting you. It's not about you versus them. It really is your opportunity to show up with love and to serve, much like this Gandhi quote that you quoted. Beautiful. Lose yourself by finding yourself in service to others.
Yeah,
Did I say right?
by losing yourself in the service of others.
So that's how we tackle rejection, not by going into the disappointment and sadness of being an outsider, but by real
several times.
You get it. But really coming in from a place of love and from a place of, I'm here to honor you and see you and love you and contribute and connect and see how I can serve. I love it. I love it. Sevina, I cannot thank you enough. This has been magical. And I also want to encourage people to reach out to me and so that we can work together and clear what's no longer serving you, so that you too find yourself in this place of clarity and freedom and really the empowered position of, now I know how to serve, now I know how to handle life, now I know the path forward.
Yes, yes, I encourage everybody to try and try Mira's regression. It's really, really good, deep process that you will realize many, many things that you couldn't solve your previous lives. You can solve it this time around, and you can turn your life around. As I told you, it have been only a week and I'm much more happier person. I realized so many things thanks to you, Mira. So I highly, highly recommend it to anybody. This is amazing experience. Try it, try it. Think outside of the box. You will learn so much about you.
Much more than what we spoke of here, because there's
Yeah,
so many things we didn't even
yeah,
touch upon. Yeah.
yes, yes. And I
Thank
didn't
you.
this in our session, but I was ready to continue. I almost saw another life that it was coming. And now through this life, I realized why my throat is always a very sensitive area, but that's a different conversation. I was able to see more and more and more. So it was great. It was amazing. Thank you, Mira. I'm so grateful that I met you and we did that. Thank you.
I'm so grateful for you as well, and for you sharing with everyone. So I'm sending everybody big hugs to you, my dear. I'm sending big hugs as well, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.